He drove to Hollywood with $325 and a dream. But Brad Pitt's real journey began when he stopped chasing fame and started finding himself. Every once in a generation, there comes an artist who reminds us that success is not about how loud you rise, but how gracefully you grow. Brad Pitt's story is one of transformation. From a small-town dreamer with nothing but a beat-up car and a map to Hollywood, into a man who learned that real strength comes from facing your own shadows. Born in Shawnee, Oklahoma in 1963, and raised in Springfield, Missouri, William Bradley Pitt grew up in what he later described as Mark Twain country, a world of church on Sundays, football on Fridays, and simplicity every other day. His father ran a trucking company. His mother was a school counselor. Life was steady, safe, and predictable. But Brad always had a feeling that there was more. "I grew up on movies," he once said, "and they gave me a bigger horizon." He studied journalism and advertising at the University of Missouri. But 2 weeks before graduation, he packed his car, filled it with dreams, and drove to Los Angeles with $325 to his name. He didn't tell his parents at first. He just went. That drive, halfway across America, was more than a road trip. It was a declaration. He was ready to bet on himself. In LA, he lived on couches, took acting classes at night, and worked odd jobs during the day, chauffeuring strippers to parties, dressing as a giant chicken for an El Pollo Loco restaurant. "You do what you have to," he laughed later. But behind the humor was hunger, not just for fame, but for purpose. He studied relentlessly, absorbing everything about storytelling, expression, and emotion. He auditioned for small parts that barely paid, each one a brick toward something larger. His first break came in 1991 with a small role in Thelma and Louise. He was on screen for less than 10 minutes, but in those minutes, he made movie history. His performance was effortless, charming, magnetic. Overnight, Hollywood took notice, but Brad wasn't interested in being another pretty face. "It's dangerous when the world tells you you're perfect," he said years later. "You stop growing." Throughout the 1990s, he was offered roles that could have locked him into stardom's shallow end, but he refused to be typecast. Instead, he sought complexity. Films like Legends of the Fall, Seven, and Fight Club showed a man willing to bleed for authenticity. His characters weren't heroes, they were human, broken, messy, honest. That choice defined him. Fight Club especially became more than a film. It was a cultural movement. His portrayal of Tyler Durden, raw, rebellious, philosophical, embodied a generation's anger toward consumerism and conformity. But to Brad, it wasn't rebellion for rebellion's sake. Tyler, he said, was everything men think they want to be until they realize its destruction. That awareness marked a turning point in his career, from playing power to questioning it. But success didn't come without storms. As his fame exploded, so did public scrutiny. Every relationship, every rumor, every mistake became headlines. "You lose control of your own narrative," he said. "You become a character in someone else's story." That realization drove him inward. He started asking questions few people at his level dare to. Who am I without the work, without the noise, without the mask? He began to slow down, choosing projects with soul. Babel, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button,